Application Ethics workshop. Over the past 3 days, we have journeyed through diverse and thought provoking sessions with esteemed speakers who have brought a wealth of experience and insight. On day one, Dr. Vidya Hatangadi set the stage with a powerful discourse on the foundational principles of research ethics, emphasizing integrity, plagiarism prevention, and the responsibilities of researchers in the academic spaces. Day two was equally enlightening with Dr. Kaleem Khan, who dived deep into the nuances of constructs, variables, hypotheses, and sampling. Yesterday, on day three, Dr. C.R. Chavan offered a reflective and practical session on ethical dilemmas in research, encouraging us to understand the real world challenges required in the scholarly pursuits. Today, we explore an exciting and highly relevant dimension of modern research, the role of artificial intelligence in academic writing and research. It's my great pleasure to introduce our distinguished speaker for the day, Dr. Rajesh Devasia. Dr. Devasia is a leading figure in the field of AI consulting with over 2 decades of experience in analytics, data science, and artificial intelligence. Currently serving as an AI consulting advisor at Elixir's AI, he specializes in strategy and growth for data and AI business units. His academic journey includes an MBA in marketing and PhD in retail management, along with certification in applied statistics. Over the years, he has worked with prestigious organizations such as EPAM, Nielsen, and TCS, driving impactful AI projects across India, US, and the UAE. His contributions have earned him recognition among India's top 40 under 40 data scientists. Beyond his corporate achievements, Dr. Devasia is a passionate academic mentor and regular speaker at forums on AI and machine learning. Today, he will be shedding light on how AI tools can be ethically and effectively integrated into academic writing and research workflows. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Rajesh Devasia to lead this highly anticipated session. Thank you. I'll hand over the session to Dr. Rajesh, sir. Sir, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pranav.
Welcome, Rajesh.
Thank you,
Nice to
ma'am.
see you as usual. Please go on.
Thank you. Same here, man. Thank you for this introduction. I think it was a very exaggerated introduction, but still, I take it on my stride positively, and let's start with it. So, give me a moment. Let me share my screen with you guys.
Yeah.
Just let me know once the screen is visible to you guys. Is it visible?
Yeah.
So I guess you all could see using artificial intelligence. That is the first slide, academic writing and research, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. So welcome participants. So it's a great honor for me to conduct this session. Vidya ma'am re, uh, has requested me to pass on my knowledge on AI and how it could be utilized by PhD aspirants as well as the fraternity in academia in terms of how they could utilize AI in academic writing and research, and how we can come out with powerful papers and research output. So based on that, I have created few slides yesterday night, and I think this should suffice, and this should take us through the nuisance of academic, the nuisance of applications of AI in academia and research. So my agenda is I'll start. We will start with the introduction, and then I'll just go through AI in the classroom, and then AI in academic writing and research, various use cases. What are the tools? Probably since most of you guys are already pursuing PhDs and also already an academicians, and in the fraternity, in the academic fraternity, you would require these tools to ease your efforts in writing and writing research and coming out with outputs. And what is the current scenario, and then I will conclude. So this is how I have faced my presentation, guys. So I know this is a very very introductory slide. What is AI? The power of a machine to copy intelligent human being. That's what we call AI, because uh, I don't want to spend much time on it, because this is not an AI class. But still, before we get into the real topic, the main topic of academic writing and research, I thought that this was necessary to at least introduce you to the periphery of AI, at a high level. We all are witnessing the impact of AI in our day-to-day life, whether it is corporate life, academic, or whether it is professional life. So for example, there are n number of cases. You get into a Amazon website or a Netflix website, you see recommendations, the GPS, the UPI payment. So these are the Alexas, the Siris. So these are all examples. The autonomous vehicles. So these are all examples of AI. So what is AI? A machine, if you can train a machine to copy human intelligence, or train machine to behave as a human, then that technology is known as AI. So with this, I move on to a brief history of AI. Again, I will not spend much time on it, because most of you might be aware of it. AI existed since last 50 years, more than not 50. In fact, it started in 50s, from a computer scientist known as Turing, and he introduced a Turing test wherein he tried to train machine, and if it can trick a human being to think that the machine itself is responding as a human being, then he says that the machine has attained intelligence. So that was Turing test. So we started, somewhere 75 years back, in the 50s, and then moved on to Deep Blue. Deep Blue was in the 1997, wherein Gary Kasparov, there was a computer program which defeated one of the famous chess master, that is Gary Kasparov. And similarly, 2011, in the early 2011, you could see that the series from uh, Siri from Apple, and then the influx of Alexas and all those stuff. So these are examples of how AI has taken over. And at the recent developments, 2023 and above, so we are now started speaking about agentic AI and Gen AI. So guys, as a researcher, Gen AI has a greater value, and you guys need to be exposed to Gen AI. Gen AI is nothing but generative AI, wherein there are technologies existing in this world, like for example, the Chat GPTs and the Claudia, the Gemini. These are examples of or Perplexity. So these are examples of large language models, wherein you just type in anything. So it's like a natural language interaction with the machine, and the machine gives you output, right? So that's what that's what where we are at this in terms of the development of AI. So it's like a very definitely a challenging time, as well as very uh, time to be very excited also, but also we would see why there are pros and cons of this development also in the future. So agent AIs are nothing like, but they are also like chatbots. One similar example, one of the examples is a chatbot. Chatbot is nothing but it acts like a natural human being. So it uses the technology known as natural language processing. So and these so you must be aware of that. The entire call center kind of work has already been taken away by Gen AI. Because you have customer service agents. So instead of customer service agents, you have agentic AIs and agent AIs. So they respond to you rather than a human being responding to you. These agents respond to you. And these agents are also this technology is trained in such a way that they can also reason and come out with solutions also. So like for example, some credit card issues you have with your bank, so you can call up and agent. But unfortunately, on the other side of the phone, it's not a a real-time agent, but a AI agent which is responding to you. So that is where we are at this point of time. So uh, before before getting into this main topic, AI in the classroom. So let me pose a question: is AI a taboo or a tool? You know, for an academician. So that's very important, guys. In terms of should we consider it as a taboo or should we consider it as a tool? So before discussing that, I think recently you guys might have come across a news article in Economic Times and Times of India on 5th of May, where there was an IIM Ahmedabad student who wrote an entire project on marketing using ChatGPT, and he scored an A plus also, you know, in the entire project. So so once the faculty evaluated him, he was given A plus, and to get an A plus in IIM Ahmedabad is such a Herculean task. Those who are alumni of IIM Ahmedabad, they might be knowing it. So you can so that's a very Herculean task, guys. So is it a taboo or was it a tool? So why did the faculty didn't identify that there was a plagiarism, or there was the student used the entire chat GPT to create a project, and without any efforts, within half an hour or 1 hour, he came out with a beautiful marketing report, and he was evaluated, and he was also given given the grades, A plus grades. So uh, uh, so what I considered here is, what was the difference here is, guys, before I comment on what the faculty's judgment was, what the faculty's review was, or what faculty concluded was, let me get back to the story. This guy, this student, what he did was, the project was based on cosmetics, and so he was given a study to do a market study on cosmetics. And what did this guy do? He visited a few of those retail outlets personally, and interacted with those sales guys and customers, and observed their buying behavior, customers in those outlets in the mall. So he went to departmental stores and few of, and two malls, I guess. That's what he has mentioned. Some 8 stores he has visited, and he interacted with shopkeepers, the consumers, and also observed how the people were buying, and the interaction. So what he did was, these interactions, he sent it on his mobile handset, as an audio. And this audio input, he gave it to ChatGPT. And when this audio input he gave it to ChatGPT, guys, and asked ChatGPT to create a report. So probably he was a very smart guy, in the sense he did his homework. He was focusing on the originality. The originality was nothing but going and meeting the customer, going and seeing the behavior of the consumers. So that's what the academic in the academic fraternity, students don't do that. Students just sit on their laptop and just have some AI tool and come out and do some prompting and come out with an output. So let me be very clear over here. What was the input? Was the input was an original input, guys. So I'm emphasizing on the word original. So why it was an original input? Because he has in fact recorded his interactions with the customers, interaction with the shopkeepers in the mall, in the cosmetic outlet, and observations. All these things he gave as an input to ChatGPT. So the input was, A grade input, guys, A plus grade input. So, obviously the output, output was, excellent, par excellent. So that was the take. So it is not the use of tool, but it is how are we going to use the tool. That is very important, guys. So the real differentiator lies in, as I told you, the same student, he had real real-time conversation with clients, with customers, with shopkeepers. And he had also first-hand observations. Obviously, he saw what people were buying, what young ladies were, what kind of interactions they were having with the customers, and original insights. So these are the inputs. So it's not a taboo, guys. So what I will conclude is, as an AI practitioner, it is a tool, but it has to be used intelligently. So this was a real case, 5th May. Today is 8th May, guys. So a real-time scenario which I have took it up for you guys to ponder upon. Not only ponder upon how to best make use of AI as a tool in your academic writing and research. Any questions on this? Else I will move on to the next slide.
Yes, so I just wanted to know whether it was disregarded or it was accepted as the good use of AI.
Yes, turn it on. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, guys, academicians, you all are experts, academicians. So turn it on is a tool which identifies plagiarism. So the entire report didn't raise any red signals, guys. When it was passed through that tool. When the tool was used. So it was a first-hand report, in fact. Because what I'm emphasizing over here is, look at the input. The input was class input. It was an excellent input. It was a first-hand raw data which was originally collected. This guy had an interaction with shopkeepers, customers. So this video interaction, audio interactions, he gave it as an input to ChatGPT, and from there it created an output. So so it was a positive thing, in fact. So what the faculty says is that those mundane repetitive jobs can be taken care by AI. So nobody is going to pay you in research organizations, whether it is Nielsen or GFK or Kantar Group, whatever group people are working. Now they won't be just paid for what creating reports, guys. But the differentiator has to be there in terms of original insights and uh, uh, and the right kind of interaction with the customer touch point and the entire customer journey. So that's very important.
Sir, so here you want to say data, original data is important, and the report generated by AI, because through plagiarism, when we see, they do say that the report has been generated through AI if we are using AI. So that is not accepted generally.
No, plagiarism. So what was the output through Turn It On? It didn't raise any red flag over there. It might have been generated by ChatGPT, but the kind of data which ChatGPT received, this was the first-hand data. This data was never given to ChatGPT, right? So ChatGPT and every other AI technology works on large language models, guys. So when I say large language model, is nothing but lot of training data is already there. Since years, the training data was available. So like for example, when ChatGPT, OpenAI came out with ChatGPT in 2020, 23, I guess, right? 2023, right? October 2023. So whatever data was there, whatever large language model they used, the database was still August 2023. So post August 2023, like for example, yesterday there was an operation in Sindhu, right? So that data is not available with ChatGPT. Just for an example, or maybe Rohit Sharma has retired from Test cricket. So that data is not there with ChatGPT as of today, right? So the originality of the data, the latency, I won't say the latency, I'll say the latest data. The latest data, if it is available with the AI technology, and if you come out with that, there will always be a refined output. So in this case, so my only conclusion is that it cannot be considered as a taboo, but you have to very wisely use all these tools to to ease your job of creating reports and all this stuff. Because creating reports itself will take a lot of time, right? Like I have worked in Nielsen as a market researcher. I used to know that we used to take at least 2 to 3 days to create a report and then present it to our end clients. So nowadays you don't require that much of time. Within 1 or 2 hours you create a report and you refine it and you share it with the client. That's how it is. Anything, any other thought process, guys?
Yes,
I'm
sir. So
open to that. Yeah.
for the office purpose or for general lower lower grades of students perspective, probably this will be accepted. Will it be accepted for the PhD also?
What I feel is, in PhD, so I'm coming to it, ma'am. Probably, maybe at the end of the session, we can discuss on that. I have a small 5 minutes
Sure.
Q&A, you know. So let me
Sure.
first cover all this stuff, and then we could see how it can be utilized for your PhD also. Is it fine?
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So the next is so I just wanted you guys to get exposed to what's happening in the in today's world, today's academic world. An institution like AI, IIM Ahmedabad does also approves use of AI technology in students' work, in academic work. So let's move on to the next the next phase of my presentation, where I'll be throwing some light on typically on your PhD cases, your academic writing and research, PhD research. Yeah. So what I did was, so I was just wondering, how do I approach this entire topic? When ma'am gave me this topic, Vidya ma'am gave me this topic. So finally I arrived at, maybe, I should use some use cases in academic writing and research, the use cases, or maybe you will say phases also. So that's why I written phases only, because writing also requires a lot of phases. Even PhD is a very systemic, step-by-step process. You start with a topic, and then you start with a literature review. That's how you go. You start the entire PhD journey. So let's look at it. The one of the best use cases is literature review and data collection. So as I told you, automated searches, right? Chat GPT. So in case of literature review, so when I say literature review, it's always about historical past studies done by scholars and organizations and consultancies, right? So anything on so for example, so you are doing something on a new drug, you know, uh, uh, to cure coronavirus, or COVID virus. So was there a past research done already? Yes. So at this point of time today, 2025, as of May 2025, we do have that. So those who have done a lot of researchers, those papers, those literature review, if you want to do that, if you want to access that, one of the best way to collect those papers and those research articles is through automated searches from uh, uh, the AI tools. So one of the best is ChatGPT and Perplexity. Perplexity is another one which you can use, guys. So I listed on those tools. I'll come out with. Um, I will share it with you guys in the upcoming slides. So it scans huge databases and data sources, so automated searches. So you don't have to do anything, So I remember still, while I was doing my PhD, we had Google, but still, we used to prompt to the libraries and read articles, journals, and and try to photocopy it and come back home and try to summarize that and then write an your own literature review on that particular paper. But today's world, it has all become much easier, guys, because the entire paraphrasing or the entire summarization can be done with the help of Gen AI technology. So that's one. So summarization can be done with the help of NLP technology. And when I say NLP, natural language processing. So when I say natural language processing, it is all about the machine trying to understand the human language. So you can very simply, go to a chat GPT and say, put a paper and, the name of the paper and try to just say that, summarize this paper. Summarize a paper by Dr. Rajesh Devasia on AI application of AI in sports management. So you just write this, you prompt the AI tool, and you within Jiffy, within seconds, you will get an output. And also you will also get some very key areas, focus areas, which you can just pull it out from there and proceed further. Next is trend analysis, that is pattern detections and emerging topics across domain fields. So when I say pattern detection, it is nothing but the literature review may, is there a pattern? Uh, uh, is there a pattern in which the topic which you have selected, uh, pattern in the sense of the developments, the developments in a particular area. So, for example, genome sequencing. If I take genome sequencing as an area, so what is the pattern followed? The initial 2 or 3 papers in the literature review, 70s and 80s paper, and just look at 2020 and 2021 papers on genome sequencing. So you will see a trend in that, gradual progression, gradual progress, gradual discoveries, gradual, insights, and you can just pull it out with the help of AI technology and summarize it. And also you will come to know about some emerging topics across domains and field. Uh, so like RGM is a very important, like just for an example, that's on CPG, revenue growth management. That's a very new topic emerging across industry in CPG industry. So you would see that 10 years back on the literature review on RGM were less, but but in today's field, in today 2025, if you look at it, if you look at some of those uh, uh, tools and you query it about literature review, some papers on RGM, revenue growth management, you will get thousands of papers on that. So that's what it is. So data collection and literature review becomes much important, much easier. It becomes much automated. You don't need to summarize it, and so that becomes easy. So, but one caution is that, guys, you know, what we as a what humans as a researcher fail, why they fail here is because they just, whatever the application or the technology gives you as an output, you just try to copy it. But the thing is, the wiser thing is over here, just not to copy that, cut, copy, paste, but also, copy it on a separate word sheet and then try to refine it in your own language, guys. So that way, somebody was asking me, how do we escape plagiarism? That way you can escape plagiarism also. Just simply copying it and copy pasting it doesn't solve the purpose, guys. Then the originality, goes for a toss. So literature review, one of the best things. I'm, so literature review is one of the best. Uh, in this phase, you can make the best use of AI. That's what I believe. Yeah. Next is it also acts as a buddy, as a friend, as a writing buddy for you guys in the sense, so you might have heard about a application tool known as Grammarly. Grammarly is one of, so I have used that. So it will, whatever you write, guys, you just pass it on to the Grammarly tool, and you will see that it will check your grammar and parts of speech and everything, and it will give it in a very beautiful beautiful English language output, along with the tone and style. So that's what the use of Grammarly is. So whatever, so suppose if you have summarized some of the papers, probably, in your own words, after literature review. So then pass it through Grammarly, and it will give you a more refined, it will check for grammatical mistakes, the tone and style and everything, and it will figure it out, and point it out, and also give you suggestions to what should be the right kind of grammar here. How do you frame the sentence, and how do you conclude the statement and all the stuff. So that it acts as a writing buddy. AI tool acts as a writing buddy. It definitely improves quality, and reduces errors. Yeah. So next is text generation. So the latest technology, when I spoke about what it's about Gen AI, the Gen AI is nothing but generating, right? Generating something. So you give some data, the tool massages it, processes it, process, and everything it does, and it can, it can come out with a new, um, new statements, new description altogether about any topic, guys. Uh, uh, so, for example, balance scorecard. Suppose something I want to write on balance scorecard. So balance scorecard, text generation. You just open Chat GPT, and so there is a free version available, guys. I can also show you that, and there is also a professional version. So on a free version, just write about balance scorecard, and and what is balance scorecard, and what are the implications of balance scorecard, and just what are the important significance of balance scorecard. And you see that Chat GPT will generate that. Not only Chat GPT, you have Gemini, you have Claudia, you have Perplexity. So in any of these tools you put it, it will generate a paragraph and give it to you guys. Then paraphrasing and rewriting. So this is also. So when I say paraphrasing and rewriting, it can refine contents. It can avoid plagiarism, guys. So as somebody has said, how do we avoid plagiarism? So plagiarism is so whenever you uh, subject you give as an input, you prompt a tool, AI tool, and whatever output you get, you blindly copy it, then there will be definitely a component of plagiarism. But what I say is always, have a human factor associated with it. Once you get an output, try to you know uh, paraphrase it, rephrase it. You can use writing buddy as software, writing buddy tools. There are a lot of tools, writing buddy tools. I'll share it with you guys. And so use that, and so use an output from an AI, and again give it to an AI tool to avoid plagiarism. So that is how you avoid plagiarism. These are some few subtle ways of avoiding plagiarism. Next is sorry.
Rajesh?
Yeah, ma'am. I'll just take a glass of water, or maybe pause for
Yeah,
a
yeah.
second.
Take a hot glass of water.
Yeah. 1 second, guys. So before before so I'm just pausing for a few seconds, and let me just have water and come back. Now give me 2 minutes, guys. 2 seconds. Sorry guys, I'm back. So is it visible? Are you guys there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it visible? Is the presentation visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So next is, so we have seen guys, there are two things which we have seen. One is literature review, which is very important. I think as a academician, as a research scholar, na, you guys definitely, definitely make use of Chat GPT. I'll tell you right from today itself, after this session gets over, you'll love it, guys. You know, the literature review and the data collection. One of the, when I say data collection, obviously it has to be secondary data. Not about primary data. It has to be secondary data collection. So that is the best use of Chat GPT. And don't worry about spending any time, any money on that. Also, there are free versions available. Just give your personal email ID and you can just start using it. As soon as possible. So maybe I can also show you, like, let me. I think this is the best way to, guys.
So can you show perplexity as an example?
Yeah, I can show you perplexity. So I guess you can see what I'm, my URL you can see, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is perplexity. Ask anything. So let's say it's about balance scorecard.
So you're using free version right now?
Yeah. Why do we require, unless and until applications of balance scorecard? Where do you want? In banking?
Yes, sir.
So you could see here, guys. Application of balance scorecard in banking industry. So there are 9 sources of data which, from where it has, pulled out information, and everywhere you will see that, if you, like for example, banks can enhance improved customer satisfaction and market response. By tracking customer focus metrics, banks can enhance service quality, leading to increased customer satisfaction and value. So these are the two resources where, from where it has summarized this key benefits, and this becomes much easier. Don't you think so, guys? Yeah. Then definitely we all are well-educated guys, postgraduates. So we can't just simply copy this and paste it, right? Maybe we also have our own originality, right? 8 billion people on this world, everyone is an unique individual. So every unique individual has its own perspective, his own personality, his own attribute, and his own judgments and conclusions. So based on that, you should write about it, yes. And the same thing I can, give it to probably Chat GPT, and you will see that you know So those who have not started using it, please start using it, guys. I know that still people are there those who haven't touched Chat GPT as of today. Yeah, this is it. So you could see my uh, image request. I have done an image request. So some of my previous 7 days, what I have used it. So my libraries, you can see my library. I have made use of my daughter's badminton, Ghibli. I just gave ChatGPT a photo of my daughter playing badminton, and this is the Ghibli output I got. Yeah, so very nice, man. You guys, and this is one of my sessions, not sessions in the sense. This was I was presenting in one of my past organizations, some strategy meet. I gave that photo. I had that photo, and I just gave it to, and it created a Ghibli photo. So this is stored in library. So just an example, guys. So just it's fun, using technology, and you should use it. But mind you, guys, another thing is you might have heard, right? Sam Altman saying that a single prompt or a single token of a token when you request
Yes,
Gen AI, you are
you can
spending.
lose all the data.
Not only lose the data, madam, how you are harming the society and the Mother Earth. He's saying that it requires at least 500 ml of water to to cool off that machine, to cool off those, because these are high computing machines, right? So a lot of heat is generated. So for one request, or for one single request, guys, 500 ml of water is being utilized to cool off those machines at data centers. So just imagine the kind of harm we are creating. So I just asked one photo, of my daughter and my, to create from Ghibli, but I have already, contributed to carbon footprint, in a negative way, because 1 liter of 500, two photos, and 1 liter of water is wasted, guys. So that's a big question mark. You should think over it. Are we whether technology is for human, or is it harming the nature? So you'll have to very intelligently make use of the technology, guys. So that's what I will say. And yeah, so just I was trying to just showcase you, because I'm pretty sure that there are guys in this audience who have not used Chat GPT and Perplexity or whatever, or Gemini till date, but start using it, in an intelligent manner. That's what I will say. Now, data analysis are one of the beautiful make use of your academic writing. So if you have sorry, if you have your primary data collected on an Excel sheet or a CSV, just subject it to a AI tool, and you will see that lot of beautiful descriptive statistics and inferential statistics comes out of it, guys. And you will get nice uh, uh, graphs, and some summarized tables and everything, from the tool. So that is one thing. Another is image and pattern recognition, very useful in medical fields and environmental studies. And when I say environmental study, with respect to industrial uh, quality control, like whether my automotive part conforms to 100% quality or not. So all those stuff. So computer vision is one of those technologies which we use. And AI becomes much easier because it uses this CV technology to recognize pattern in images. And definitely you guys might everybody is aware that how AI and robotic surgeries are taking places now, because it is all use of AI. Visualization, as I told you, pictorial and graphical representation of raw data, and this becomes this makes your life much easier in the sense you can create a story, you can wound a story around, wove a story around with the data, and and it helps you in creating graphs and creating presentations. In fact, it creates PPT presentations also. You just give an input CSV file and say that this is this is the questionnaire, and this is the these are my CSV file with primary data. Kindly create some, ask just pass on a query or prompt the chat GPT to say that carry out a descriptive statistics analysis on the following CSV file. So it will give out, and also give some graphs. So it will give you output in terms of bar charts and pie diagrams and all this stuff. So this is again a very useful use of very impactful use of AI. So literature review, writing buddy, and data analysis and visualization, and last is your translation, plagiarism, and accessibility. You will also see that some of the articles, some of those literature review articles, some articles have been published in some other language, some Hindi language, Marathi language, or Tamil language. Your AI tools are there which translates that into normal English language also. Uh, some German papers, German language research papers are there in uh, automotive industry. So if you want to have a look at it, just pass that entire paper to the tool, and you will see an English translated paper from there. Another is text to speech and speech to text. So the example which I took up today early morning when we started, that was that AI. I am Ahmedabad guy. So that his was very simple, speech to text. So whatever observations he had there, uh, he recorded it on his mobile in terms of speech, and he passed it on to chat GPT, and that got converted into text and got an output. So that's how it is. Then plagiarism detection. So AI ensures originality in writing. So what does it mean? So whenever you give whenever you give data as an input to AI tool, guys, you know, uh, so that take care of plagiarism if the data is first-hand and original data. If it is not a first-hand and original data, then the plagiarism comes into place. It will detect a plagiarism in the sense, uh, 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 like for example, in literature review itself, so those papers are already published, right? So if you don't have your own critical analysis of that paper, you don't have your own judgment, own point of view about that paper, POV about that paper, then AI will not help you avoid plagiarism, guys. That's what I mean to say. So AI, to ensure that AI avoids plagiarism, uh, uh, first and foremost thing is provide make use of all those existing data, past historical data, past historical papers, and studies that is there. Along, along with that, give in the sense, I will say that substantiate it with your original data also. Mix it up with your original data. Then it will see to it that you will avoid plagiarism. So the plagiarism won't be detected. Some of those tools which can help you scan for plagiarisms, I think most of you might be using this. I don't know if you are using it or not. Authenticate is one, which also has Turnitin. These are from the same company, I guess. And then there is Copyscape and Grammarly. So these are examples of some tools of plagiarism. Now peer reviews. Next is peer reviews and citation management. So there are tools like Zotero and EndNote, which automates reference formatting. So I know during my PhD days, it was so difficult, guys, to come out with a bibliography and all those citations, and a typical format is there. Category ma'am might be able to add more to it, because there are different citation criterias, so uh, uh, so that becomes very difficult, initially it was very difficult some 10-15 years back, but in today's world with these you know with these tools like Zotero and EndNote, you can automate your entire reference formatting guys. Then peer review and publishing. So this is again before you end up publishing your paper, it has to be peer reviewed, right? So there are different types of peer reviews. When the review is being conducted by an anonymous guy, or and the subject is also anonymous, etc. So it takes into account all those stuff, and AI definitely helps in uh, uh, pre-checking all this before you subject it to peer review, for quality as well as for structure. And it also comes out with recommending some of the peer reviews for manuscripts, like so they will say that like for example, somebody is an expert in banking industry, your PhD is on banking, so definitely it has to be peer reviewed by an expert from banking industry, right? So it will recommend some of those reviewers and suggest improvements also. Yes. Yeah, so that is till now. Any question on this? The second phase. The second phase was AI in academic writing and research. So if I want to summarize it, guys, I will say that extensively you guys need to use it for literature review and data collection. Very extensively you can use it. And if you want to do a lot of paraphrasing and wanted to check grammar and whether my sentence formation is correct, is it in a typical research language, research English language, some of those writing buddy tools are available in the market, guys, and you should make use of this. And third is data analysis and visualization, guys. You can definitely make use of it. I have in my last semester, I was teaching in one of the prominent colleges in Mumbai as a guest faculty. I have made use of so there was a question paper, guys. I'll give you an example. What I did was I just scanned the question paper and passed it on to uh, 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 one of the schools, and I got answers to all those questions. So before the college authorities provided me answer keys, I had answer keys already available. So that is the beauty of beauty of AI as a tool, guys. So in your day-to-day life, you can start using it. I've been using it. You guys also should start using it. And as I told you, if some of the papers are in some different languages, make use of it. And also you can check for plagiarism also, and same is the case with peer reviews and citation match. Any doubts, any questions? Or else I can move on to the next topic.
Sir, I have a question, if I may ask.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sir, of course, there will be different ones for different things. I have a couple of questions. So, say for literature review, which AI would you recommend? Because there are multiple options available. So which one is better from the research point of view? That is one. Second and related question is, what is the difference between paid and free versions, and what should we use for PhD thesis? Whether it is paid version or free version is good enough, and why?
Yeah. So maybe I'll answer your first question. I have the list, probably, maybe you could see the screen, and, I have the list wherein I have listed the tools where for literature review, which tool you need to use, for plagiarism, which tool you need to use. So those tools, I have just listed it down, guys. As far as the second question is concerned, what I feel is, initially, as a researcher, as I told you, you should not be surprised. In the same audience group, suppose we have 15, 20 people over here, I'm pretty sure 6 to 7 people have not yet used ChatGPT or Perplexity or Gemini. Nothing they have used, guys. They might have heard about it, but very scared to use, because technology is such a thing. Initially, it becomes, it's like, adoption is very difficult, guys. So first and foremost, what I'll suggest is start making use of the free tool, open source tool, which are available in the market. And if it doesn't suffice your requirement, then only go for a paid version.
Okay, sir.
So that's my take on it. Just look at Sam Altman. So before this DeepSeek came, the kind of price tag, price tag or one they used to charge, OpenAI used to charge, was humongous, guys. DeepSeek ne kya kar diya? DeepSeek said that, Arey, you can do it freely. Why do you want to pay Sam Altman, so much of whatever dollars, $0.5 for one query, or one prompt or one token? Why should you pay for that? So, and DeepSeek, an AI company from China, it came out with a their own large language model, and said that you don't have to pay, guys. It's very much freely available, at a very nominal rate, 0.000 some dollars, right? That's what it was. So it is like, so we are at such a phase in AI development, guys. Sorry, where you are bombarded with a lot of AI tools. You will see a lot of tools across. If you interact with one person from an IT industry, you will say, "Arey, ye tool kyun nahi try kiya aapne?" If you interact with somebody from a research background, he will say, "Why didn't you try this tool?" From an academic background, he'll say, "Why didn't you try this tool?" If you interact with a Gen Z guy or a millennial person, not a Gen Z, maybe a millennial or an alpha generation, individual, he or she will say, "Sir, आपने ये क्यों नहीं try किया?" Because that's how it is. So every tool has its own pros and cons. What I will say is, in terms of usage, you initially start using as a free tool, and if you feel that there is a need to get deeper into, you are not getting the output as required, you should invest in those tools. Otherwise, don't invest in tools. That's what I will say. Lot of free things are available in the market. People like us will, in this session, will give you some tools. Start using that, and then explore on your own, guys. You will get a lot of tools. A lot of free tools are available in the market. That's what I will say. Unless and until your institution or your organization is paying for it, you go for don't go for it. That's what I'll say.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
You did.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So with due respect to, I didn't try to demean anyone, saying that, there are people who have not used it, but अगर नहीं use किया, start use करो यार, अभी start कर दो आप. Now these are some of the tools, you were asking me, right? Somebody was asking me, sir, literature review के लिए कैसा है? Then there are tools like, connected papers and lit maps. Now connected papers कैसा है? So it shows a progression, मतलब root cause and the base paper. It will show you a base paper, and then the next advanced paper, and then the next advanced paper, and so on and so forth. So there is a connection like a tree, guys, over here, So that is connected papers. Then there are research rabbit. For research rabbit, for literature review, the papers which you get in the output, they are not mostly interrelated to each other. That's what my experience is. But in connected papers, they are those papers are connected with each other. Connected means
But
where
sir,
you can
connected papers that provides only up to the certain limit, that is 5 papers at a time they are providing, free version.
Yeah, free version,
And
5 papers.
And Research Rabbit is totally free, sir.
Totally free. Right.
Yeah.
So connected papers,
Yes,
So 5 papers, that too, if I'm not wrong, per day 5 papers, right? It is.
Yes, sir. Per day 5 papers.
As a human being, how many papers would you read? As a researcher, I might read 3 to 4 papers per day, right? Maybe. So we should make use of it. I think 5 is also good enough number. So I today I pulled out 5 papers. After 2-3 days, I pull out again 5 papers, and so on and so forth. That's it. Then again, you have some tools like for writing and editing. Grammarly is one famous tool. I have already told you. And you have Quillbolt. Quillbolt is there. I haven't used this. I have used Grammarly. I haven't used Quillbolt, but Quillbolt is also a good one.
I have used Quillbot. Quillbot is very nice, sir. I'm using right now. It is so nice, and it has free version also.
Okay, right, very good. And then there is Hemingway editor also, right? Hemingway editor, I think these are more scientific papers, I guess you will get. And if people are there who are not into management field but into science and technology, I think you will get very good papers over there. Yeah. And data analysis and visualization. So you have an IBM SPSS modeler. So I think IBM again it's not a free version, so you can for data analysis. Then you have SAS VIA. That is a free one, I guess. AI platform, but it makes use of SAS language. So those who know coding, maybe you could use that, guys. And then another very useful one which I normally make use of it, ChatGPT, guys. And I haven't so I'm telling you very frankly, I haven't used a paid version till now, ChatGPT. फिर भी मैं Python coding कर लेता हूँ इसके साथ. That's what. So I do a lot of Python coding. So if I get some stuck up in some coding part, I just pass it on to ChatGPT, and I get an output. This is also a good one. ChatGPT with code interpreter, plugin coding. Then Site AI. Then Site AI is something which which compares papers, and it speaks about whether it is positively, positively, negatively, or neutrally, you are supporting an argument or not. So that's what Site AI is about. Iris.ai, semantic scholar, I haven't used it, guys, but Iris.ai, it extensively makes use of machine learning in the background. And so machine learning ka background data means it makes use of fast historical data, and based on that it gives you output, guys. So it predicts output, guys. That is also a good one, iris.ai. You should try this one. Then in terms of citation, I have already mentioned this. Zotero is there, EndNote and Rough and Write. And most of you guys might be aware of plagiarism detection. So Turnitin and authenticate. So Turnitin, mein this the example which I gave of IIM Ahmedabad, guys. So here it passed the entire plagiarism detection test. It said that the output was from ChatGPT, but it didn't raise any red flag guys. So that was the beauty of that. Beauty of because as I told you, this guy has gave real-time input data, real data, which was not there existing in the entire system, entire AI system, historical system. So, any questions on this? So these are some of the tools, for literature review, for writing and editing, for data analysis. For research assistance and for plagiarism detection and reference. Reference management in our time it was very Herculean task, guys, but now it becomes easier, guys. So bibliography, to come out with bibliography, you can make use of this. Shall I proceed ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So what is the gaps in the current landscape of AI in academic writing and research? So one major point is, guys, timelines and contextual validity. Obviously, when I say timelines, just imagine you have data till 2020 June, and based on that, you are forecasting, or you are forecasting some numbers on demand, or forecasting, or maybe Sensex. What would be the Sensex in the next 6 months or next 3 months. So one major economic event which happened was at a macroeconomic level was COVID. So pre-COVID and post-COVID, the entire landscape changed, guys, right? So if I have not taken into account the COVID period as one of those factors or one of those variables which is impacting my forecast numbers, then everything would have gone for toss based on that decision, guys, right? So timelines becomes very important in the sense. So for example, if today is of 8th of May, till 7th of May, whatever data is available, the latest data, that has to be, that has to be made use of. And mind you, these AI tools, so they might come out with different versions. So you should always think about what all versions are there, version controls. If the version control is of 6 months back, so whatever query or whatever prompt engineering you do with whatever prompt you give to ChatGPT or Gemini or for that matter, any AI tool, it will give you based on the timelines only. It will previous 6 months, post 6 months, last 6 months mein kya hua hai, whatever has happened, that it will not take into consideration, guys. So that's very important, timelines, and then contextual validity also. In which context are you speaking of? So So, for example, I remember we did a project for PepsiCo where we tried to forecast, Tropicana juice, demand of Tropicana juice in 52 states of US. So now the context was why were we forecasting them? Because the context was there are a lot of ILI cases which happens, influenza like illness cases from August to November in US. So when August to November, so if there are ILI cases happening, people start searching for vitamin C, and vitamin C is related to Tropicana. Got it, guys? So that context has to be taken into consideration. So vitamin C vitamin C is related to Tropicana. So people search vitamin C and people search Tropicana on the net, and based on that, PepsiCo wanted us to forecast, what will be the demand of, estimate the demand of Tropicana juice in US during August to November, December. So the context is very important, guys. So if you don't have a context and just simply go there and like a high school student going to a Google's app and and searching anything, searching Shakira and coming out with an output, that doesn't serve the purpose. So timelines and context is very important, guys. Timelines, when I say, it has to be the latest data which we are using it. So you should be aware of what the tool is using. That's very important. Then diverse perspectives and overlooked variables. So when I say diverse perspectives, in the sense, people from diverse backgrounds and from diverse geography, diverse culture are there. So in the current landscape of AI, if we are not taking into consideration all this stuff, then what are you feeding the tool with? You are feeding the tool with a biased data, biased historical data. So any query you send it to the tool, the output will be biased based. So that's what I meant to say, diverse perspective. So you should also take into consideration the different races, ethnic races, different geographical regions, different consuming habit, different climatic conditions, and different demand patterns, everything. So that's very important. So that everything has to be brought into that. Otherwise there will be a bias base. And some of the variables people tend to overlook. So when I say some of the variables people tend to overlook, like some regions might not be very, very good at, they are less at consuming coffee. Like North is less at consuming coffee, and as such you are not taking, you are just taking into consideration the only variable is tea consuming habit. So some of the variables, just I'm giving an example. So these are missing in today's some of those applications, some of those AI applications, guys. When you look at the output, then methodological approaches and theoretical frameworks. And what is another pitfall in the tools is everything is predefined, everything is rule based, guys. So when I say everything is rule based, it's based on past historical experiences and data. And I have come out with this tool. Somebody has created a tool, a large language model. Yeah, like for example, a training model. Uh, 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 so for example, there was a request from one of those clients, an insurance client, and they came to us and asked us, we have 100,000 training materials with us. We want to create a GenAI application where this application will recommend which training module each employee should go for. And the employee count were more than 2 lakhs. It's a global insurance, right? So we said, so they asked us, why don't you guys use ChatGPT ready-made large language model and try to do that? So we countered them saying that, sir, this is only pertinent to insurance industry and this is only pertinent to your employees, right? Those 2 lakh employees who are based in your organization. So these employees could be, some could be underwriters, some could be insurance agents, some could be finance guys, some could be CSR guys, some could be customer associates. So based on their profile, we will come out with a new model which will recommend which kind of training these employees should go for. So already existing models say, which is, which ChatGPT might be having them, but ChatGPT takes into consideration in the entire gamut of industry. It's not only confined to insurance, right? So we said that we will have to create a model right from scratch. That's what we gave them. We gave them a proposal saying that we will create our own large language model, and based on that, we will create a chatbot, sir. And the chatbot is nothing but an AI tool which would interact with associates. So that's all. So those methodological approaches, theoretical frameworks which was there in uh, ChatGPT when they created ChatGPT, that we will definitely take into consideration, but the data points won't be that. So won't be similar to that. We will have our own base model. That's what we say. So the methodological approaches is very important, guys, which is not there. People say that just, you have tools, why don't you make use of that tool and, just give us an output. And as I told you, interdisciplinary connections, definitely, finance, HR, interdiscipline, functional areas, different supply chain, manufacturing. So that connection always has to be there. If you have your tool created in silos, then it will give an output in silos only, and that output won't be universal. And practical applications and real world scenarios. So I have just mentioned some of those examples, guys. Insurance examples I mentioned, and I mentioned an example of forecasting, uh, uh, Tropicana juice, demand of Tropicana juice. So these are real world examples. Um, so what is the gap in the current landscape is uh, in the landscape is, while you make use of these tools, also look into, why these tools were created, what problem it was trying to solve, so that's very important, guys. What real world problem it was trying to solve, and then relate it to your area of work, your research. Is it, will it be helpful for me to solve my problem? Your problem could be anything. Your problem could be, reading, summarizing hundreds of literature review, hundreds of papers, or your problem could be referencing, or citations. That could be your problem. So you see whether, this has been initially being solved with the help of an AI tool. If so, go for it. What are the key limitations? Generic output and lack of depth. So you type anything, anything on ChatGPT, you will see that the output is very generic and very generic statements also. So it won't have lack of, it won't have depth in it, guys. So that depth, you as a subject, you as an owner of your topic, of your research area, the depth will be come from there. So just see to it that whatever output you get is, if it is generic, try to add more masala to it based on your experience in the industry, based on your experience in the academics, whatever area of field, whatever area of research you have. So you guys have to supplement that. Then ethical and disclosure concerns. Are you ethically using AI? When I say ethically, somebody was saying, sir, we need to mention that. Yeah. Yes, you do need to mention that. Definitely mention what all tools you have used in your research area, in your research writing, and where you have used it. Because that integrity has to be there. And that will avoid you from plagiarism and a lot of sorry, humiliation. No, accessibility and equity. When I say accessibility, uh, like somebody, some researcher is from China, or he doesn't understand English. The Mandarin is the language he understands, or somebody from Germany, he understands only German. So, yeah, so these are some of the limitations, guys. So accessibility has to be there, but there are, as I told you, there are tools which translates all this to from one language to another. But in translation, you miss the entire gist of it, of the paper. Everybody is aware of that, So that's very important. Like for example, any movie you make, if you try to remake a movie or redub or dub a movie, a South Indian movie to a Hindi movie, or a Hindi movie to a South Indian, you see that in the entire dubbing, at times the dialogues and this doesn't match. The screenplay doesn't match, and what message the movie has to give. It doesn't give that message. Equity. When I say equity, there are cases where institutions, as somebody was saying, sir, should we use a paid version or an unpaid version? So there are institutions and universities, those who give access to these tools, paid version tools. Uh, so, and there are institutions that doesn't give also. So there has to be an equity, guys. So if you're working in Harvard or Stanford, definitely you might be, exposed to all this. You might be having access to all this higher end tools, and your life becomes much easier. Your research life becomes much easier. Now, one of the limitations, what are the opportunities for discover? So these are some of the limitations, guys. And but still, we have some opportunities for discovery and innovation. Why did I mention this? Is so large language models has changed the entire gamut of how AI is impacting industry, guys. So when I say large language model, it is nothing but it is all about large data set in the backend, guys. And you interact with the machine, you interact with the tool in a human language. Machine understands your language and it gives you the output, right? So there is an opportunity over here to discover or to re-examine some of those theories, solid theories, and raise questions and come out with new innovative ideas, guys. So that is already there. So because that is a humongous amount of data information, which is lying at the back end of any AI tool, guys. And there are also, when I say innovative data analysis, so you can, there are some hypotheses which, you can ask the machine to come out with a new hypothesis, so it can automate itself and, come out with some 10 to 12 new hypotheses, and so this will then, that in itself is an innovative idea, guys, because as a human being, we think of 4 or 5 hypotheses and we stop, our thinking stops over there. But the machine has that much power, which will give us more hypotheses and say that why don't we, create this hypothesis and test it, test for it. So that hypothesis generation, automated hypothesis generation is also an opportunity. And obviously the simulation technique, what if scenario kind of stuff, so which naturally human being cannot, we can think of, but we cannot execute that, right? Like simulations. Simulations, what all simulations we can do? Like 4 or 5 simulated experiments we would be able to do. But to come out with thousands of scenarios, thousands of simulated scenarios, a machine can take care of that. So thousands of scenarios would be 1,000 different data points, guys. If you are working without an AI tool, it would have been only 5 or 6 simulated outcomes, simulated cases. So think about in this manner. So AI tools, so there are n number of opportunities, as I told you, through large language data sets, through automated hypothesis generation, and through large scale simulations. So I was speaking of systemic bias, guys. So also see to it that when you use AI, have that responsibility. As I told you, I gave you an example where I came out with after uh, coming out with a Ghibli images, 2 images, only my and my daughter's images came out. And after that, I read that statement from Sam Altman saying that 500 ml of water is utilized for cooling the system. I stopped. I stopped using images, because that's the responsibility as a human being, to save our Mother Earth. So ethical use of AI is very important, guys. Otherwise, you will see to it that you won't get a job that you well deserve, because there are a lot of ATS systems. You might be knowing it. Uh, Application tracking system. So there was an exam. There was I'll give you one example wherein one of my friend, he just narrated me 2 days back saying that, Rajesh, I applied to a position through LinkedIn. Within 3 seconds, I got a reply saying that you are not shortlisted. So there is, so you understand this. So there is a system which is trying to evaluate you, not a human being. So the system is ATS, that is application tracking system. So it just looks out for some keywords, right? Some keywords like an MBA, 15 years experience, and whatnot. Maybe a SAP tool experience, and project management, and etc. etc. So if any of this is missing, you are not shortlisted, not being granted loans that are entitled. So if the data which I have used in my tool is only so for example, with due respect to Dharavi area, so suppose somebody from Dharavi applies for a loan, and he doesn't get that loan in spite of he meeting all the criteria, his demographic profiling, his income, his age, his past his past records, everything. Why? Because the system is feeded, the tool is feeded with data in such a way that most of those who have defaulted on loan are from Dharavi region. So that's why if you are one of those data points from that region, and you might not be entitled for loan. So that's again a bias, don't you think so? So then ending up in prison or unjustly serving longer sentences. People from one ethnic background may be profiled and posing a threat. So these are some of the examples. So the only respite for all this is when you are training a model. When I say model, a tool, an AI tool, see to it that the data is varied data. It's an heterogeneous data. It is taken into consideration all the aspects, all the ethnic races, all the geographical region, all the consumer type, profiles, etc., etc., etc. So I'm at the fag end of my conclusion, guys. Before any questions on this? I have 2 more slides to go, and then we can have a question and answer session. Shall I continue?
Yes, sir. You can continue.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So my only one major conclusion for you guys is today is get out of the building. So it's like not get out of the building. It's like go to the market, speak with people, speak with customers. You are a researcher. Collect first-hand data. That's very important. And first, when I say first-hand data, uh, 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 whatever your sample, whatever your target sample is, go and speak with them. Know their background, know their demographic profile. Speak about how do they consume, what do they consume, why do they consume, all this stuff. So you will have to go to the ground, speak to the experts, collect those data points. That original data is very important. So don't waste time writing. Instead, spend to review AI output. So AI का output तो तुम्हें मिलेगा ही. Definitely, you'll get an output on AI. So try to review it. Don't just blindly copy that. ना cut copy paste करके मैंने कर दिया. हाँ, my guide is saying that I have to complete my PhD in next 3 months. I went to ChatGPT, fatapat, literature review, all this. I do it on a fast and cut, copy, paste, and everything. Everything will go for a toss, guys. You won't clear plagiarism, and there would be nothing solid meat in the entire material. Okay, so don't waste time writing. Writing stuff can be done. Your AI can do that writing stuff, but spend some time on reviewing the output. Whatever output you get, spend some time reviewing and try to incorporate your thought process, incorporate your points into point of view into these outputs. So then that will make you a very refined output. Next is don't humanize AI content. Instead, talk with real humans. So somebody was saying, same Sam Altman only from OpenAI. So I guess you guys also should know this, should be knowing this. He said that don't say thank you and please to ChatGPT. Because when you say thank you and please to ChatGPT, so the system takes so much time to process, and they are losing millions of dollars into that. Billions of dollars, can you imagine, guys? So just don't. So don't think human ChatGPT is a human being. Perplexity is a human being. Consider it as a tool, just like a tool. Yeah, Microsoft Excel एक tool है मेरा बस. As simple as it. It's a tool, as simple as that. And instead, talk to real humans. That's very important. Talk to customers, talk to humans, talk to experts, talk to your teachers. Talk to your students, talk to your colleagues. Take inputs from there. Yeah, that's very important. Don't stay in echo chambers. That's what I said. Get out of the building. Reach out, connect, and learn from outside. Very important, guys. So this is one major conclusion for you guys. Okay, your tools are very important as an assistance, but but not entire thing. Don't depend on tools. My last conclusion is. So whatever we have spoken today, guys, the first 2 statements says that, so definitely it is transforming the entire academic research and writing world by automating routine tasks. So your routine task of going and reading so much of papers, right? Literature review का 10 पेपर पढ़ लो यार. 80 पेपर का तुम ask the tool to give you a summary of it. That's more than enough. So it is transforming academic research by automating routine tasks, enhancing clarity, and enabling new forms of analysis and vision. We have already seen this, and we have also seen the gaps, right? But how do you address these gaps? That's very important. So human oversight is required. When I say human oversight is required, it means there has to be a human component to it. It's not like, don't consider a tool as a human being, but whatever output you get as a human, think about it. How does this output impacts my study? What can I, what can I add more onto the output so that it gives me more better insights. That's very important. And ethical transparency is, as I told you, wherever you are using tools, just mention that we have used the tool, but the originality of your work has to be there. As I have mentioned, wherein you spend more time on reviewing AI outputs, and that's more important. So integrating AI to daily workflows, day-to-day workflows as a complement and not as a replacement. So let it complement your work, day-to-day work. Let it complement your day-to-day workflows. Whatever work you are doing, but don't replace it with your own self, right? It's not a researcher. AI tool is not a researcher, guys. You are the researcher. AI tool is just an assistant for you. It's a buddy for you. As I told you, it's a research buddy for you. So treat AI as a co-pilot and not as an autopilot. So you drive the, I'll in fact say not only co-pilot, you are the main pilot, and AI is a co-pilot. That's all. So with this, I'm almost through my presentation, but let me also show you something. I have brought one more slide. If you look at it, what are the core skills required in 2030? This is the World Economic Forum. I just want you to focus on this: creative thinking and analytical thinking and system thinking. These are still going to be there in 2030 also, guys. So don't worry about it. So that will always be there. Your creative thinking, your, so that creativity, AI cannot bring in, guys. AI to kya karega? Whatever data points you have given to the tool, it will massage it, it will process it, and it will come out with an output from the same thing. But it will never create a new data point. Even if it creates a new data point or an output, it will be a byproduct of the already existing. So that's it, guys. That's it from me. Any questions? You can, I think. Hello, ma'am. I'm almost done. So.
Yes, sir. I have no question, but I just what I understood from your lecture that I can brief within three statements. Yeah. Number one is AI tools are an opportunity to a researcher because it saves time and provide lots of options. Number second, for using AI tools and getting appropriate results from AI tools, we must be very much good in prompt engineering.
True.
Means we provide the appropriate prompt, then they will provide us a very desired result. And third thing that I learned from this lecture, that AI tools we can use as our assistant. Right, sir? As an assistant, and it cannot replace human brain, because after all, human brain has the capacity to make a critical thinking, right? We can just have a idea from these tools, and then we can convert that idea in our reality. Yes, sir. That's
Yes, yes.
that
I think
I could understood. Yeah.
yeah, Krishna. I think you have very successfully, well, in the sense very comprehensively you have summarized the entire presentation. I
Yeah.
think that's good of you. I think at least what I feel is I was able to communicate the right kind of message
Yes, sir.
about use of AI in research and writing,
Yes, sir.
academic writing.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
madam.
you.
Yeah, thank you, Krishna. Yeah. Anyone else, guys?
Sir Pranav here. I
Yeah,
myself had a
Pranav.
question.
Uh-huh.
Sir, you spoke about the Ghibli art. So my question was that when we are giving our data, so a lot of
Hmm.
people are using Ghibli and they are posting it on social media like Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. But they are using their own images and they are training the AI models on
Hmm.
ChatGPT. So
Hmm.
don't you think after a certain period of time, by using some facial recognition, these AI companies would use that entire images and marketers also may use it to sell their products to us with the help of that? Or don't you think that there is some security concern when we are giving our own images to AI freely without any cost?
Right, Pranav. I think that's what I told you. I just used two snaps. I stopped it, man. I
That's
knew
what, sir.
that
I mean, even
because
using
that was
one
a
snap.
trend. If you know that was a trend, everybody started using Ghibli यार. मतलब मैंने सबको देखा. I think मैम को भी देखा शायद मैंने. I don't know if I remember. मैम का भी स्टेटस में देखा था लगता है. कोई तो मतलब सबने Ghibli डाला. तो मैं बोला why should I be left behind ना? So I also created a Ghibli, and then it stuck my mind. Salam bloody this guys, they have already took our, because if you look at this, did I show you guys one second? Huh? Look at this library. This library, this still shows these three photos, right?
Hmm.
I have made use of this. Original कहाँ गया पता नहीं मुझे. But it is still there. This is on my PC. But I am just worried that this might be there in their backend also probably.
Correct.
ChatGPT ka. Definitely they will be having it, na. So it struck my mind. Ola, nahi, I will not use it, because whenever you sign, so that is again a catch, guys, over here to the entire audience. When I say that, when I propagate that you make use of open source free AI tools, in that case the data security is gone for a toss, because there they are not providing you secured environment, right? If it is a paid version, Pranav, if it is
Yes,
a
sir.
paid version, you will see to it that it is secured. That's what we are bound to believe if it's a paid version. But it's an open version, then yeah.
Sir, even our first-hand data can be used as a second-hand data for somebody else.
Yes,
By
definitely it can be. Definitely, ma'am.
so
That's what
that
I
can
told you.
again be a problem.
It can be a problem. So you should be very cautious while using free tools. Maybe you should go and check, yeah, what is the data policy. We normally have a tendency not to read the entire stuff, na, terms and conditions. हम लोग apply yes, and you get into it. Well, like for example, if you want to log into ChatGPT, it will just ask you a Gmail ID or maybe mobile number, and it will send you a OTP, and you start working on it. Within seconds, you start working on it. But still, that data security is a concern. Then I spoke about ethical use of AI. That is also a concern. The data kya hai? What kind of data have you used? The example which I gave of MetLife Insurance, when they approached us, and normal ChatGPT, they said you use ChatGPT ka base model, Rajesh, and come out with a solution. I said नहीं होगा sir. बोला ChatGPT का model क्या है? बोला that is all old model. So let me come out with our new model. And so we were charging them hefty amount. We were charging them more than, if I'm not wrong, 1250K. That much USD we were charging them for a 9-month project. So we would have created them a base model, base chat GPT model बना देते हैं ना, base मतलब not chat GPT, base large language model, and then on top of that we would have come out with a application tool, AI tool. AI tool was a similar chat tool. So that's
Sir,
it. So
Sadiya
yeah.
ma'am has a question.
Yeah, Sadiya ma'am.
Will AI help? Sadiya ma'am, would you like to ask the question? Okay, I'll ask it for her. Will AI help more people get access to good education, or will it make the gap between students who are skilled and can access AI even bigger?
Hello, sir.
Hello. Yeah. Tell me. Will
Hello,
AI?
sir.
Hello,
Sir.
yes,
Can you
Sadiya
hear
ma'am.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Sadiya ma'am.
So thank you for such an insightful session. Being an educator,
Akash,
I have a query on the use of AI. So my question is, will AI help more people get access to good education? And will AI also increase the gap between those who can access AI, like the students who can actually have the skill to use AI? So will the gap between education of those skilled students who can use AI and those who do not know technology will increase? The gap between those who are able to use skillfully AI.
So what I'll say is good education. I don't know what good education is.
Quality
We have,
education, like sir.
yeah, we have a lot of good experts over here, who can put more light on that. But what I feel is any tool, the advent of any tool definitely helps education sector. It definitely helps education sector, and it will the gap between those who are using AI and those who are not using AI, that gap will always remain, ma'am. Because what I feel is, as a practitioner, what I feel is, the entire education fraternity, the stakeholders, when I say stakeholders, right from the stakeholders, teachers, institutions, trustees, government bodies, students, parents, everybody should adopt this new technology and see where it can ease them or help them, becoming, uh, more productive and efficient. In terms of, it doesn't add more knowledge, but it definitely eases your mundane tasks, repetitive tasks. So for those tasks, definitely this technology, there will be a, so those who are not using AI and those who are using AI. So those who are using AI, they will take advantage of this. They will definitely take advantage of this, and they will show you more efficient, and they will come out as a more efficient student, or a more, are you getting, a more efficient teacher also, probably more efficient teacher.
We have to like introduce more skills or some skill-based courses that will enhance the search quality, or people can use AI more often, because I see
Right.
AI used in the healthcare center as well, sir. So educators, academicians, researchers, we all have been acquainted with the use of AI, right from searching case studies, or coming up with a good course content. But sir, even in healthcare centers, I see the use of AI. So as a academician, I'm very concerned, sir, the ethically use of AI when it comes to health institutions. So sir, should we design some courses which talks about ethical skill based training on AI? Just a suggestion from you.
I think that itself is a big topic, Sadia ma'am. Ethical use of AI. I think organizations are, there are different departments specifically focusing on ethical use of AI. In every organization. Yeah, because still there are question marks, as I told you. Like for example, before this DeepSeek came, Sam Altman used to charge so much of dollars per token or per query and per prompt and all those stuff. As soon as DeepSeek came, the entire costing came down. So was it an ethical one to charge so much from the common man? Again, a question mark. So these are certain very teething questions we need to ask each other, the industry,
Yes, sir.
the stakeholders, the consumers, everybody. We need to ask each other, and definitely there is a lot of scope for ethical use of AI. And if somebody is coming out with a course on ethical use of AI, I think that should be a hot cake. It should definitely sell. That's what I believe.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Sir,
Thank you.
more yeah.
Questions coming up.
Sir, I would like to ask you, see, I had written a paper on impact of artificial intelligence on Indian economy. This was for our conference,
Okay.
which was held at Maratha Mandir Babasaheb Gowde Institute of Management Studies. And so my finding was that it helps the GDP of the nation, that is India, and it is useful for agriculture, farming, and lot many other things, education, like education, manufacturing, everywhere it is important. But a point came here was there is a lot of job displacement that is happening. However, you put up a light right now on the sustainability issue. So you are saying that there's a lot of water which is being poured. So don't you think that will be impacting our nation's economy in terms of agriculture? Because water is a very important source, and there are a lot of states in the country which are struggling in terms of water and irrigation facilities. So if we are using this artificial intelligence technology, will it impact our nation?
Then definitely it will impact our nation. But when I spoke about sustainability, I was speaking at a global perspective, Pranav. And so the question is, I'll get back to the same question. Maybe I'll put a question mark on you, saying that just try to find out where are these data centers situated. If the data centers are in your country, like it's in Bangalore or Hyderabad and Pune, because these are the three main, you know how IT is, right? Major hubs are in Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Pune. So if they are establishing these data centers in India, then it's a question mark. It means here we will have to invest. We will end up, that water ka case. That's a simple example, a common layman. How do I explain it? How it's about the sustainability. So then we are making use of a lot of water over here to cool off just the system, right? So the question mark is where are these data centers situated? They're situated in your country, then definitely it is going to impact you. So wherever these data centers are there, and so as I told you, we cannot come to a conclusion. So there are always, we need to balance it. The pros and cons of AI applications. But Gen AI has, I don't know the speed at which it is progressing. So there are a lot of questions, a lot of challenges arising, and we as the users, the consumers, and the practitioners, we all have to come together and think about sustainability at a larger perspective.
Any more questions?
Can I tell my opinion on this, sir?
Yes. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Sir, whenever we are making the use of AI, particularly in India, in agriculture field, so lots of water we are wasting towards the crops, because there is no any kind of system that can save the water. But whenever AI is used in this field, that which crop requires how much water, and we can that systems are just AI driven, so that will save lots of water, and then little bit water can be used for the purpose of these data centers. This is my opinion.
Okay, great. I think everybody has their own thoughts. Probably, we need to validate all this hypothesis, right? Yeah.
Hello,
Any
sir.
more questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I go ahead? Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, actually, sir, I have a doubt regarding the use of AI and plagiarism. Just this one small, it might be silly question or I don't know. I have a doubt if, say, example, our PhD goes 3 years, 3.5 years. Okay. So today, if I'm writing my introduction part, okay, and I'm using AI, say, example, ChatGPT, to enhance the quality of my introduction part. So I put my data on that. Okay, there are chances that after 3 years, when I'm submitting my thesis, whether there will be chances that my introduction will become in plagiarism because during those 3 years, somebody else have used my data. Because ChatGPT will suggest that data to anyone if they are using our data. Are there any such chances?
Yeah, there would be chances because you have already given input data. Na?
Yes,
As
yes.
somebody, as Pranav was saying, na, तुमने already तुम्हारा photo दे रही है. There is a chance in the future. There is a chance,
Okay.
but what I feel is, Sushma ma'am, is you know, since it's all about introduction part only. After 3 years also, you keep on refining. Na? You consult your guide, and guide also gives her input, right? After a period of 3 years also, she or he will always say that, why don't you, Sushma, add this perspective also in your introduction, in your scope,
Yeah.
and then
Definitely.
yeah,
Same chapter
so
will not continue, but there are chances that some paragraphs or some content which I have added, yeah, that may
yes,
come under plagiarism because I thought that this is first hand data, like I have created that sentence or I have created framed that paragraph. Okay, but
yeah,
because I have already uploaded or I have already give input to chat GPT, that it might happen that after 2 years or 2.5 years it will show as a plagiarized data, like I have that so it may happen, right?
yeah, right.
Okay, fine, thank you, sir. Yes.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
ma'am.
Sir,
Here
but
we are using Turnitin or a Drillbit, or whenever we are providing data and we are making the payment to these software. Ultimately, they are secured and they can delete our data after we get the output.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
sir, if
Anything else?
sir,
Yeah.
if we are using paid version, then it will not be plagiarized, no?
हाँ नहीं मतलब paid version थोड़ा सही रहता है ना मतलब normally it is good. Paid versions are always.
And sir, as you told, if you are using ChatGPT, we have to mention that we have used it.
Yeah. Probably Hatangadi ma'am would be able to add more into that. Ma'am डालना पड़ता है ना probably. You are not audible, ma'am.
Ma'am,
You are
kindly
not
unmute
audible.
yourself. Ma'am, kindly unmute yourself.
They have to, if they are
They have
using
to.
any other tool other than human mind, they have to say that they are using ChatGPT or some other version, okay? Because Turnitin is going to find out anyways. Plagiarism software is going to find out that this is not your original material. You use some, you use some artificial intelligence tool. So it's better to always put.
Right.
I suggest my students to put everything in black and white, that this is not their intelligence. They've used somebody else's intelligence. It can be AI. So, Pranav?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Rajesh, take care of your cough. You had a very bad cough. Yeah.
Sorry,
Take care of
yeah.
it. Yeah, no problems. You gave us a lot of inputs, and take care. Yeah.
Thank
Don't
you.
take your cough lightly.
Yeah.
And thank you. Yes, Pranav, you can
Yeah,
thank everybody.
on behalf of all the participants, we would like to thank Dr. Rajesh Devasia sir for giving us so enlightenment on the particular topic of artificial intelligence in academic research. Thank you very much, sir, for enlightening us with this particular topic.
Thank you. Have a nice day, guys.
Participants,
Have a
you all are
nice day.
requested to, sir, one photo with all the participants. Participants are please requested to turn on your video. All the participants, we'll have a group photograph along with Rajesh sir.
मुझे भेजना है प्रणव ये.
Yes, yes.
Of course,
I
of
would
course.
I would request our backend team to kindly take a photograph and confirm.
I want everyone to switch on their mobile, their photograph camera.
Sadiya ma'am, kindly confirm if the photograph is taken.
I said everyone switch on their camera.
We are waiting all the cameras to be switched on.
Okay, Rajesh. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Participants, you are requested to kindly fill the feedback form once it is shared in the group. And the assessment, it will be shared in the next 1 hour. Thanking all the participants. Have a nice day. Signing off.